In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to work with MySQL queries. MySQL queries are used to work or operate on the data in the table. I'm not talking about the column names, the data types. I'm talking about the actual data in the table. And the list of the MySQL queries that we have insert, whereby I want to insert new records to the table. Select, we want to select the data in the table. Update, we want to update any value in the table. And delete, we want to delete any data from the table. Okay, so let's start with insert. In our last class, we create our database again. Then we create a table. Our table is empty, so let's do show columns. Or first, we have to activate the database. Don't forget, you have to always what? Activate the database. So we say use earlycode, which is our database. So we say show columns from student underscore bio one, which is the table we created in the last video. So you can see we have, this is the field, the feature that we have the column names, the data type, and the constraints. So why are we showing them? Because when we are going to impute or insert data now, we have to follow the data type assigned to each of these field, to each of these column. So let's go to insert now. So we say insert into student bio 1. Now we have to provide all the column name. We say SID, comma, S name, just as the way you create it in the last class, S gender, S date of birth, then we have S address, S address, then values. We're inserting values. So now let's insert 5 records. So I said the first ID, the data type for SID is string, so it has to be in code. I say EAR 001 as the person's ID. The person's name is John Akpos. The person's date of birth or gender rather is male. The person's gender is male. The date of birth. Now for the date of birth, there's a format for it. Even though it's going to be in code, it has to start with year, month, and day. You can't change it. That's the default format. So I say 1990, which is the year, followed by month, second, which is February, followed by the day, which is 23. Now, if I put a comma, it simply means I want to continue inserting the records. But if I put a semicolon, it comes to the end of inserting record. You know, I told us anytime we put the semicolon, it simply means that is the end of that line of what command or that line of query that we are trying to write. Okay, so we put a command, insert extra 4 records. Right, so at the last one, I'm going to put the semicolon. So I'm going to change all the ID to 3, 4, and 5. Then I change the name. This is Faith Okoro. Faith Okoro is female. Faith is born in 1995, December 12th. Here I have Jennifer Jones. Jennifer Jones is also female. Is also female. Jennifer Jones is 2005, 6. So 6. I have Lawa Aina. Lawa Aina is male. I have 2002, 11, 11. Now this one I have John James. He is male. John James is also what? 1990, but John James is 12, 23. Now, if you notice, I miss out one column. If I execute it like this, I'm going to have an error. How many columns do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you notice, I only enter uh, false values 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we neglect this, it's going to return an error. I purposely leave it so that I can explain it. So you don't have to miss out any columns. You have to make sure everything is complete to avoid errors. So let's include the address. So I say this person is Karu. Yaya. Karu. Karu. Then lastly, the last person is yeah, yeah. So we can now execute it now. So let's execute it. So you see, we didn't have any RSS. 5 rows affected. No duplicate, no warning. So that's how to insert what? Records into what? Our table. Now, for instance, let's say we've run this, you want to insert new records. You can't come back here and edit. You have to write the insert again. And you can't start from this EAR001 again because don't forget we set this XID to primary key. So you can't have duplicate value there. Every ID is unique. So you have to start from 6, not 5 again. Okay, so that's insert. So let's go to select. To select our data. So we say select all. This asterisk means all from student underscore bio1. Then I put the semicolon, then we run it. You see it display, you can see all the records that we just what? Inserted. Now we can also select individual columns. We can also select individual what? Columns. So we can say select only the student ID and maybe the student name and the student address. Then from student what? Bio 1. Put the semicolon. So if we have an error, it says S address. Okay, I miss one. Let me see. I use double R instead of double D. So let's put it this way. Then we run it again. Okay, so you see, it only select that particular what record. So you can also you can select all and you can select some individual what column. So let's look at update. Let's say for instance now for this Faith Okoro, let's say they have moved out of Yanya, they are now in Karu also. How do we edit it? We can't come back to where we create the table to start editing it. No, we have to use the update. So how do we do that? We say update student bio 1 set that particular column which is S address to the new value which is nya nya. Now I cannot execute it like this. Why? If I execute it like this, it's going to change all the old address to nya. So I'm going to use a clause which we are going to look at in our next video, but I'm going to use one of the clause now, which is the where clause. I say where the SID is equal to the ID of Faith Okoro, which is EAR 002. Then we put the semicolon and we execute it. Made a mistake again in the address. Oh, I didn't put S. Okay, S address. Okay, so we run it. So let's select and let's see. Select all from student underscore bio 1. I'll put it, I'll run it. So you can see that I changed Faith Okoro to what? Yaya, which the value, oh, the previous value was even Yaya. So let's change it. Let's rerun it. Let's change it to Karu. Karu. Then we execute it again. Then we run this. Now you see the value is now Karu, which was previously what? Yaya. So that's update. So the last one here is delete. You don't need the record again and you want to delete it. So we say delete from student underscore bio 1 where you have to use the ID again because if you don't use the ID, it will delete all records. Where SID is equal to EAR00. Then we close it. Then we put the semicolon and we execute it. So let's select again. Let's see if we still have the type. Select or from student underscore IO one. Now put the semicolon. You can see there's no what? The fifth record again. So these are the MySQL queries. Like I said, we use them to operate on what? The input data we see in our next video.